Hi, this is Stephen J. Morris from SJ Morris Writes. I wanted to show you how I can work through a social media post creation with the tools that I've created. I've shown you before how I can do that through my webpage through a bunch of selections. It still uses an API to go out to Anthropic and create a post. But I recently did a video on how I'm connecting up through an MCP to Anthropic, and I added my draft creation to that MCP. So now I can work inside of Claude to generate drafts. And I have found it a much more enjoyable way to generate ad copy, or sorry, not ads, but post copy. So I wanted to try a session live today, and let's see, it'll probably be a little bit of fumbling, but hopefully it'll go okay. So here's what I'm going to try to do. Create a reel for scenes in Guardian League Book 3 around the time when Elia is trying to rescue the elves from Sluty. Please read the instructions and let's work through the flow. So reading already went by post metrics to try to understand what might be a good post based on past performance. Now it's pinging the Grimoire, which is something that I've built with Voyage AI and Pinecone, and a RAG model that sits at the Anthropic side. So it's literally going in and reading parts of my book to find quotes and scenes. It's pretty cool. Okay, so now it's trying to tell me what my post well, like what performance notes we have from past reels. Uh, no Guarding Link Book 3 content has been posted recently, so it's a fresh lane. Yeah, that's partly why I thought of it. So it's saying this will be a good scene hook. The emotional texture is devastating. Elia can feel the elves' lives snuffing out. Let's see. Prison holiday. Yep. Post concept. Scene hook. Every elf she could feel dying. Hook angle. She came to save them. Every second she fights, they die. Yeah, that is pretty good. So slide structure, 4 slides, about 14 seconds. I asked it to try to keep it between 12 and 15 seconds. So the first slide, something that frames the cruel trap. She came to save them. Every second she fights, they died. The nature of her gift. She can feel the lives going out. The impossible choice. Stop fighting. They're enslaved. Keep fighting. They're dead. The aftermath victory that felt like nothing. She won and she woke up in chains. I think I am going to tell it instead of resolving, let's leave it with 3 slides and leave the outcome unknown. By the way, it actually got the outcome incorrect. So that does happen when it queries the grimoire. Sometimes it gets some pieces confused. So in this case, I don't really care. I don't think I want the decision to be made. I want it to be left as like a cliffhanger in the post. Okay, so now down to 3 slides, the impossible choice, and then we just leave it hanging there. The voiceover would build to the final slide, leave it there, no resolutions. The structure land. You want Elia names anywhere, slide 3, so you can keep her anonymous until someone clicks through to the book. It's fine that you commit them. Not critical if it makes the text awkward. I think let's go ahead and try generating post, sorry, a reel. on that. Sorry, I guess I should be reading out loud. So it generates text to overlay on each slide. This is just the first pass. I usually end up flipping it. Like this is going to be too long for text overlay, but that's part of what's fun with this. I can iterate and home in on what I want. This is a voiceover. I use 11 Labs to generate the voiceovers. Then the Instagram caption, that all seems reasonable. I actually don't need it to do this part. It's never done that before. That's interesting. Image prompts leaning atmospheric rather than literal. I like that. That actually pulled a quote. It's your actions that kill them, paraphrased in the caption. Does anything need adjusting? Let me look at those. Did it give me the slide descriptions? Oh, it did. All right. So, Dark Tower, yeah. Close up a woman's outstretched hands, up and woman frozen mid bells. Yeah, these all sound reasonable. Nope. Go for it. Okay, so now it's submitting the real draft, and after that, we'll move back over to my web page and look at the content in the interface. Dashboard review. Okay, now we hop over here. I can look for pending review. This is the one it just created. Liar Rescuing Elves from Sluty, Book 3. Load it. This is pretty much the same information you saw displayed visually over in Claude, which it had never done that for me before, so that was interesting, but I kind of liked being able to review it there before it came over here. This has all the pieces we talked about. So typically what I do now is I take these image descriptions and I go put them in either Midjourney or ChatGPT to generate an image. What I have generally found is that if I need a specific person, I'm better off working in ChatGPT. If I need a more atmospheric picture, I'm better off working in Midjourney. I think in this case, I'm going to try ChatGPT, and I'll just show you an example. Oh, shoot. This is the wrong chat. But we'll just flip over. Yeah, okay. So can you generate this image for me? Is from book 3, where Elijah is fighting the student. This is Elijah. Admittedly, this is a Midjourney looking prompt, but ChatGPT is perfectly happy to read it. It obviously doesn't know my profile pieces, but that's okay. It does generally does fine. It does use the sizing information to generate an image of the correct size, so that's nice. So while that's running, we can hop back over, grab the voiceover speech, bring it into 11 Labs. Paste it in there, generate speech. I have no idea if you're going to be able to hear this.
She came to save them, but every second she fought, she could feel it. Tiny lives, snuffing out one by one. Stop fighting, and they belong to him forever. Keep fighting, and they die because of her. There is no right choice, only the one she has to make.
All right, sounds pretty good. I don't know if you could hear it. All right, I'll dub it in later if you couldn't hear it. All right, so I can download that. Let's see if it got me an image. I'm not crazy about that image for this particular effort, but that's fine. I partly just want to illustrate this. So I can download the image, hop back over, load it in. The image is stuck over here with the text. I can save it. At this point, I'm ultimately going to go create the final post in Instagram. So I don't actually need to update everything here, but I like to be able to refer to it later. So I do try to stash all of the pieces in here, the images and such. Okay, so I have the speech, I have an image. Typically my workflow is to generate the final pieces through Canva. So come on. So what I'll do is jump to another Guardian League reel. Hear everything running slow. Probably because I'm trying to record this. I'm using too much. I need a better computer that can handle both the recording and all of this at the same time. Okay, and then I usually duplicate it. Rename it. Alliance Business Community. Just so I don't screw stuff up later, I usually go through and delete all of the old. Oops. Just trying to delete the video there. All of the old images before I hit the wrong thing. Okay, then I can go to uploads, grab the new pieces. I know I need 3 images right now. I just have one. That's for funsies. We'll throw the same one in 3 times just so we can walk through this. Delete my old voiceovers. I also uploaded that text, so I can put that in. Don't freeze on me. It looks like something really short for the text. Maybe 5 seconds. Oops. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Right, that looks like it's about right. All right.
And they belong to him forever. Keep fighting, and they die. She came to save them. But every second she fought, she could feel it. Tiny lives snuffing out one by one. Stop fighting, and they belong to him forever. Keep fighting, and they die because of her.
So it sounds like I don't have it quite long enough, but you get the idea. So I'll make 2 other pictures, throw them in. I've got the sort of heavy hitting music for Guardian League. The overlay goes on the bottom and you export it, and I can go through and post on each of the media where I want it: Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube. And once I've done that, I can fetch the IDs from the posts. Like I haven't posted it yet, so you won't see the right one here, but I just created this one about Red guarding the palace. So you can grab the ID and you can save those in there. Obviously I don't want to because that's not the right one, but it's a pretty slick way to be able to capture all of the data, and then I can look at the metrics for those independently, and I've done that in another video, so I won't show it again here. But that is a quick overview of my reel creation flow. I generally find that being able to put all of the lore pieces into the AI like that so that it can read and understand my books and it can find scenes that are relevant and try to create it in a way where there's a hook at the front. Uh, that's all a good start, but then when I'm trying to just do it manually through a fixed interface, I don't have enough flexibility to tell it things like, hey, that last slide doesn't really fit. I think it's better to leave it as a cliffhanger. I find that every reel I have something like that, and I want to go iterate a little bit with something else that's thinking and try to create a better reel out of it. So I actually enjoy creating the reels now that I have this kind of interface. I mean, every once in a while you'll hit something that's still a stumper, but I mean, it would have been even harder without being able to dig into pieces like this. It can help me reason my way out of corners. So that's it. I hope other people find this interesting. I think that other people can build out these same tools. If somebody is interested in trying to work with me on this, let me know. Okay. Thank you.